All right. Thank you all for coming to our AS fleet meeting for AS, ASD1, and House of Apocalypse Survivors, HotAS. We're gonna cover a few things today regarding our rules of conduct. There have been a few changes to them. Some changes to Right 3 and 4 requirements that some of you may like. And then we're going to talk about AS's 7th anniversary and Star Trek Online coming up. Probably some exciting stuff there. So I will turn it over to Sidear to cover some of the changes he's made regarding our RoC and stuff.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Smiley. Just real quick, it wasn't changes that I made. It was changes that we voted on and per the RoC requirements. Just want to make sure everybody knows that. All right. So again, thank you for everybody. Right now, let me start again. Thank you very much for coming out to the meeting today. Thank you for taking the time to come on and join us. All right, so let's dive right into it. First and foremost, so Smiley was talking about our rules of conduct. As I'm sure a lot of people in this room know, some people might not know, we had a very severe infraction last week. It stemmed from a character or a person named Phenomite, Phenomonster, his at handle and Stowe. So the decision was made to kick and ban him from our Discord due to some incompatibility issues and issues that we felt that it could have blown over into more serious things. This past Saturday, he rejoined our Discord under another tag, Marvin, #4284, and started to inquire about why it was banned. And then once he was told that, he became extremely threatening towards Ryan, and it pretty much devolved into some pretty nasty stuff. Phenomite started to threaten Ryan with real life threats. He was threatening the AS. He was threatening DDoS and hack our website. And actually, he ended up taking a former site that Ryan had under his name and redirected it to his personal Facebook page. After that happened, and consulting amongst us, the decision was made to involve real-life authorities. So Ryan got a hold of both the FBI, local law enforcement, and because he felt threatened. It was a credible threat, and things took off from there. I can't discuss any more on that because it is an active investigation. But because of that incident, we made an amendment to the RoC to include cybercrimes. That amendment, along with the whole zero tolerance policy, has been posted in announcements. So it's there for everybody to quick reference. I wanted to post the whole zero tolerance policy as well, in case our newer members haven't had a chance to read the whole RoC. We do strongly encourage everybody to read the RoC to get familiar with it. It's about 4 pages. We try to make it as simple as possible for people to read through. We didn't want to go too much into the weeds with it, but it's pretty much the basis on how AS is run. We couldn't. When we decided to go into more of a community-oriented aspect by going multiple games, we knew that we needed to have standardized rules throughout all of our games that we were in, and that was the point where we decided to come up with the rules of conduct. Basic, simple things. I mean, yeah, it would be simple to just say, hey, don't be a dick, don't do dumb shit. But unfortunately, with the amount of stuff that we've had done, even in the past couple weeks, let alone over the 15-year history of AS, paper so there wasn't any confusion. And that's part of another thing we're big about. Was we're very clear, concise. We want to be very transparent with everybody. So we want everybody to know exactly what is okay, what is and this and that. By no means is it meant to restrict anybody's fun, but at the same time, you got to be kind of conscious of what actions you take. So that's pretty much it on that. I'll take any questions right now regarding either the incident or any questions about the ROC.
No, I'll just be more sensitive with my oil patch jokes and voice.
We covered it. That's good enough. Don't need to go any more in depth to it. It was definitely not a fun day for us to deal with.
And I promise not to call anyone, just a random troll.
Pretty.
I just found out about it, but yeah, let me know if there's anything I can do to support this, because I know it's a situation for everybody. So I don't know what I could, but just want to let you know I appreciate you sharing that with us and being transparent. And if there's anything I can do to help, more than happy to do it.
Thanks.
So.
Same here.
Yeah, it was kind of a thing where it just happened, and we try to use the RoC. It's only 4 pages. It's not like it's a lot. So yeah, as Signer said, we try to keep it as concise and easy to understand as possible. We could easily make it into a 50-page document, lawyer talk, but we're not going to do that. So
yeah, no, I don't have the time for that.
I don't want to translate legalese. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I already do that with federal aviation regulations, so I don't want to do that either.
So, Machetes, do you have a question? If so, you have the meeting room chat on Discord, or you can simply write it in the AF channel and I'll answer. So just come and say.
Yeah, I did. The part I was wanting to know, is there ever going to be a time where there'll be time for people to help people understand the ships better? Because I'm a slow learner, for one. Just to get better ideas of how some of our ships work is what I'm looking at. It's like some sort of workshop that helps out with their ships.
So what is one of the things we wanted to talk about is come up with we'll talk about, actually we're thinking of talking about that later, so we'll cover that in a later bit of this meeting. So yeah. You wanna cover the rank changes, Signer, and then we'll go into the more fun stuff.
Yeah, let's go a little bit more fun stuff now that we got that out of the way. And yes, side note there, yeah, I am also doing an MPA, so part of this is also part of the reason why things are so detailed is, because it's my schooling and it's just kind of what I do. So I apologize if I get a little wordy sometime. All right, rank changes. So we know that there's been some questions about it over the past couple of months, and we heard them, and we wanted to develop more guidelines and requirements, more defined requirements and everything for rank promotions. Mainly because we don't really have anything between ranks 2 and 5. So we discussed it amongst leadership, and we came up with some proposed rank changes. Rank 3 will be considered mid-level membership to acknowledge those who are dedicated to apocalypse survivors in STO and helping those around them. So the proposed requirements for promotion. So as everybody knows, we have a 50,000 overall holding contribution requirement in any of the AS fleets, and also the requirement to be present in the AF channel in game, which if anybody here hasn't joined it yet, you can easily join that by typing /channel_join AF channel. Strongly encourage everybody to join that if you haven't already, since that's what we use to communicate with all of our fleets. We do not use fleet chat. Okay, so now I got that out of the way. The proposed requirements for rank 3 will be 500,000 in overall holding contributions in either AS, ASD1, ASD2, AOF, HotAS. I'm sorry, let me backtrack. AS, ASD1, AOF, HotAS, or HotAS Division 1. ASD2 is under its own guidelines, so Simon has the option on doing whatever rank structure he feels like he wants to over there. We're proposing a 3-month minimum as a member of any of the Fed or KDF AS fleets. Required to be present and active in the AF channel, so that'd be the same as rank 2, and also to be present and active in Discord. Not so much as we'd like to see more activity in Discord. We understand that some people might have problems with Discord, running it alongside Stowe. We can work with people on that, but I would like to I don't want to make it a requirement, but we want to kind of guide people more into participating more in Discord, since there's a lot of information that gets put out here. A lot of you guys have the AF shipyard builds, the trade channels, a lot of important information that gets put out on Discord that I feel that would really be beneficial to a lot of them.
Yeah, it's kind of taken the place of our website for the time being until we get it up running. Yeah. So it does have a lot of important information. It's a good way to keep in touch if you stop playing Star Trek Online, and then you don't join any of the other games that we're in. But that's a conversation for later on in the meeting.
And I'll say this, as I'm saying in AF channel, basically just your credit requirements is it's to show that you've helped a lot and you're regarded highly by us. You helped a lot in contribution. There's really no other perks to it, really, compared to lieutenant. It's the same thing. So
yeah, and this isn't the finalized promotion requirements. These are proposed, so we'll go back over. We'll take suggestions from you guys, and we'll come up with a final formal revised rank requirements. Now, for rank 4, rank 4 is considered senior level membership. We also use rank 4 for trial periods for people that get approved for the 30-day trial period for rank 5. But selection to rank 4 will be at the discretion of the AS STO leadership. The rank is meant to acknowledge long-term members for their dedication to AS, their contributions to the community, and, as I said before, possible prospects into entry-level leadership. The guidelines are not so much requirements as this is a selective rank. Proposed is 1 million in overall holding contributions in either the fleets. This also matches up to the requirement for one of the requirements for leadership, a 6-month tenure in Apocalypse Survivors, present in both AF and Discord. So Discord would be more of a requirement at this point because of, again, the requirements for leadership. So rank 4, the requirements will more so mirror what we have advertised for rank 5. We're looking for people in this rank 2 to engage with fellow fleet members who are overall contributing to the positive environment, to everybody's game experience, organizing PvE, PvP events, and just being a good guy to your fellow fleet members. Rank 5 will stay the same. 6 will stay the same above that. Again, to say that entry-level leadership is rank 5, and all those requirements are in the rank openings channel. Are there any questions regarding the proposed changes?
Seems pretty standard to me.
I just want to say this. Looking at the main AS fleet roster that's on right now, I can already see 2 people that I would promote to captain right now based off the new rules. 2. And there's like another 4 or 5 that'll get commander after this meeting. Because after this meeting's over, we're basically putting this into effect, if memory serves. So, yeah. I like Sheridan and Libertarius. You'll probably get captain. So
Yeah. we still need
The
to put
board
this
and-
through a final,
Yeah.
look over by leadership and everything. And again, we do want to get, feedback from you guys as well. We want to make sure that when we do enact this, that it's also based on inputs from you guys as well.
yeah, and I'll say this regarding stuff like that. If you have any suggestions at all, regarding ranks or events we could do, PvE nights, PvP nights. We've tried again and again and again and again and again to come up with PvP nights, just no one ever seems to want to do that. And that kind of leads into the next thing that we want to talk about too. Is that if you have any ideas at all, post it into the community section channel or PM me, Salty, Rodney, Sinar, Ryan, Raven, even, I don't know, even Yosef. You can even talk to Yosef because he's been an AS leader in the past. Just tell us if you've got an idea. Let us know. We'll look through it, and we may do it. We're looking for any and all ideas for things along those lines. Because we want to get people more engaged. We want to do tournaments. Tournaments, the problem is it is kind of hard with PvP because everyone has their own builds. People have grinded more than others. People have other traits than others and have a high advantage over others. It's not a balanced game by any means. That's why PvP is always hard to come up with a tournament for. PvE isn't great either because of the different builds and everything. You have to go through and make up certain teams, but we can definitely try to look into it. I know Raven did a hide and seek. I actually haven't asked him how that went.
It went badly.
Okay.
Well, we were missing quite a lot of people. I think me and someone else only showed up.
Yeah, it was. We only posted it a week before, and that's the other thing about this is we posted this fleet meeting, then we changed it last weekend to today, but we posted this fleet meeting a month ago, so that people log in and see it. So when these events happen, usually we'll schedule them a few weeks out, so a lot of people can see it, and they can see ahead of time that, I can get online and do this with everyone else. That's what we want to try to do. And during this stuff, we want to have giveaways and whatnot. With our upcoming AS 7th anniversary, we're going to have a giveaway on that one. We have some pretty cool stuff in our event giveaway in the main AS fleet that we're going to give away for that event. We're still figuring out how we want to do that specifically. But we do have two Vengeance class ships and a Gemini Tier 6 strike escort. So we will be giving those away during our 7th anniversary. So pay attention to that, and we will let you know when that is.
There's also another event coming up, but I've just got to finalize the details on it with Ryan and everybody else.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So if you have any ideas for giveaways, events, every once in a while, I or someone else may just pop in the AF channel and go, "Hey, giveaway time," and give away a bunch of ships and whatnot. I did that once, and it went pretty well. Eventually, people started to catch on and pay attention in AF channel once they realized I started giving away stuff. So, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff in the fleet bank we want people to use. If you had there's a lot of stuff in there. If you want something, grab it. If you can grab it, grab it. Let's just put it that way. So, or if you want to buy something out of the fleet bank, it's also a possibility we can talk about. But we're looking for any and all ideas coming forward, and we got some exciting stuff coming up for the AS, for the Still anniversary. So, any ideas for PvE or PvP? Just come to us, and we'll look at it. We'll look through it, see what we can do for it. And
So-
I'm not understanding just a comment in AS chat is suggestion make it where low ranks can donate to the fleet bank.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get it now,
rank-
the fleet bank, so we can put it
rank
in.
rank 1 and 2, I guessing. But I thought like the rest the first like the first bank, like the first repository is the one that everyone can donate to. But if that's full, somebody I think rank 5 and above has to move the items. Unless I haven't looked at the permissions for that box and the repository, Smiley, Dragmire. You've been sorting the bank in the past.
Yeah, we're doing our best. We got to go through that and do it. We got to go through that bank. Me and Signer, we both should go through it and figure out what we want to keep, what we don't want to keep, and what we want to give away.
Liquidate some assets maybe if there's no room for them and they're not valuable.
Put it into the lottery pool, huh?
No.
That's one thing we could.
To stop that from becoming an issue, in Neverwinter we had it where everybody could donate, and it was a real pain in the ass. One of the mains actually created a character that's name was Fleet Donations, and you mailed things. That was just the step that people mailed things, and that person ended up using their inventory to manage it. If it becomes a headache because of just everybody piling into there and filling it up, and that's how we got around it in another game is, but it just took somebody to take the time to do the work.
Yeah, this is I'll put my 2 cents on that also. This is just my experience from like a previous fleet I was in where if everyone donated, was able to donate, some stuff would get filled up pretty quickly with stuff that no one would ever use kind of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, something like an alt would probably mitigate that a little.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know sometimes we get some good stuff donated to the fleet, like some very rare stuff. And then sometimes we get triples.
Yeah, fucking triples.
Yeah.
A lot of triples.
Which, I mean, some triples are useful, but some end up eating up and filling up the whole bank. Or tearing cookies.
Oh my god.
Literally eating stuff in the bank. They literally do that.
Do they really?
Breed. Yes. Well, here's the thing. If you have certain materials with tribbles will actually consume those materials and breed inside your bank and inside your inventory. It does happen. People used to do that.
I thought it would happen in a fleet bank. Wow, that's terrible.
People used to do that. People used to breed tribbles to get the good ones. Now it's so saturated, no one ever does it anymore. But people used to do that as a thing and sell it on the exchange. So, yeah, it's a thing in the game.
I never touched tribbles. I always hate this stuff.
You're either intentionally breeding tribbles or you forget about it and all of a sudden your inventory's just filled up with them.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of which, events and everything. So, and I know we've had some people join and everything during the meeting. Just a little FYI, this is a push to talk channel. So if you're trying to talk, you have to go push to talk. If you want to ask questions, go ahead and either ask it in the meeting chat or go ahead and Roger up. But real quick, while we're talking about events, the Fleet Lottery. So I know a lot of people probably wondering about, hey, what's going on with the Fleet Lottery? Okay, so combination of I've had to wait for an alternate to reply. Didn't get an alternate to reply to it. And I've also been a little busy with real life. But now that it's all passed, we're going to kick the fleet lottery back off again. Our first place winner was Noid, who kindly donated his winnings back to the pot. Second place winners, I was not able to get a hold of either of them. And our third place winner was Broken Freedom. So everybody send your congratulations over to him. All very well deserved. So with that being said, either going to start it today or tomorrow with the Fleet Lottery. Going to run it for we'll run it through probably through the end of the month. And what I'm going to do is drop the requirement for tickets. So instead of it 500,000 per ticket, it's going to be 250,000 EC per ticket. The total pot that's going to be up for grabs. I just had it up here, but the starting pot is going to be about 325 million, which that gets split down between first, second, and third. We'll be going back down to 25% for first, 20% for second, and 15% for third. So look for that email. And again, bro, congratulations again. And looking forward to doing again this with all of y'all and seeing who wins again.
Anyone got any questions on anything regarding bank, regarding events, regarding the lottery, anything along those kind of lines? The still anniversary, that kind of stuff. Everyone good? I guess everyone's good. All right. That takes care of most of the stuff. Ryan, you want to talk about AS? I don't think I've got anything else, Signer.
No, I'm pretty much good. If there's, let me check the thing real.
And I'll ask Rodney or Raven or Salty if they've got anything they want to talk about or cover.
The only thing I have right now is regarding promote. If it would be possible to make a separate promotion request channel here in Discord so people could ask about, provide their handle and what fleet they're in. So we would be able to see that in one spot instead of who knows where, general chat or STO general. Like, have one place for them to ask for a promotion.
That is true. I mean, it does add another text chat to the redonkulous amount we already have.
Yeah, not that we have enough already.
We do really need to consolidate that too.
You could just put it right down at the bottom underneath all of the voice channels.
It's probably the one thing that Phenom guy, he actually suggested to condense it, but I mean, we probably do need to, but I mean, it's not a bad idea. It is a good idea to do. Because it'd be nice to consolidate that kind of stuff. Or we could probably use an existing channel to do that isn't already used a lot, so yeah.
Oh, I see we do have a promotion request channel already.
Oh,
I never noticed it, but I don't see people using it.
Just created it.
Okay, thank you.
Wow. Ryan.
Sly.
I don't know what you're talking about. We have one.
I hear talk about consolidating channels, and I'm scrolling through it, and oh, there's a promotion.
Yeah, we gotta definitely look into that and see what we can do with what we've got. See if we can condense anything down, because I think we should.
Also, along with the promotion request channel, if there could be an addition on in-game fleet mails about.
Yep.
Just to let everybody know that, hey, we have this actual channel to ask for a promotion.
We will probably be sending a fleet mail out later today regarding some of the stuff we talked about.
Yeah. Also,
actually, it'll have to wait on HotAS because we just sent one out today regarding cleanup. But yeah, we'll send one out within the next 2 days.
Also, speaking of which, when asking for promotions, please include what fleet you're in. Makes it a lot easier to find you.
Yeah. For that promotion request channel, so for everyone, and you can spread the word to anyone else who asks. Anyone who asks, like, who I need to go to, you can. If they've got the Discord, go into there. put your name, your handle, and the fleet you're in.
I'm gonna create a little text that tells
Template.
you what to do. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Ryan will do that. But just include that in there, and it allows any one of the leaders in one of those fleets to literally pull up, know which character to log into, and know who to look for.
Miley,
Boom,
just
done.
repeat what the requirements are again, please.
It'll be Ryan's gonna write them up as part of basically a pinned message in that channel, but it'll be
Okay, I was actually just writing it up, but if Ryan's doing it, then no problem.
Yeah, Ryan will put it in the channel itself, so people will know. But we'll send out in the fleet mail saying now in the Discord there is a promotion request channel. If you need a promotion, just ask, and it'll let us find you. So.
Yeah, it helps us in the leadership. Like, if none of us are on at the time and somebody's asking for a promotion, we don't.
Yeah, or basically someone goes, can I have a promotion? It's like, okay. They ask in Discord, can I have a promotion? I'm like, okay, what's your name and handle? What fleet are you in? Oh, you're in AST2. I can't help you. It's like, it gets, have to go down the line. It'd be nice if everyone just, right there, so.
Regarding promotion, just mentioned there, if I remember correctly, because my mind is not the best right now. If one of your characters reaches 50k and is in the AF channel, that promotion to the lieutenant is across the entire account. Correct?
Yeah.
So
it's across all characters in.
Yeah.
So if you get promoted in AS, ASD1, or HotAS for 50k, any alts that you have are automatically promoted to lieutenant. So.
Yeah, just because some people, like, if you get the promotion in, say, AS main, you don't may not get an ASD 1 because you haven't been on that character in a while, and then you go back on it, it's not promoted, and so you don't have to get 50k on every character, you just need to get it on one character.
Well, Landry, if you have alts that need promotions, then put your name, put your handle, and your fleet in that promotions request channel, and we'll get to you.
16 weeks.
Boom. It gets when it's not when I guess it's not a centralized channel, and you ask people, sometimes you can get just lost because if we have it all centralized, it'll be easier. Anywho. Anyone have any more questions regarding that kind of stuff? Or anything along those?
AS and ASD1, 50k, one character. HotAS, 50k, one character. And ASD2, 50k on one character. So they're all separated, except for AS and ASD1.
Alright.
No.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's right. HotAS is separate. That's right. It's right now technically with everything because we don't have a separate leadership for that, which we are currently looking for. But besides that,
well, I say, I know Ryan has some stuff he wants to talk about, so I think he might want to talk about that too. Ryan, do you want to take over and start talking about what you wanted to?
Yeah, I guess I'll start with ASD2. Thanks to Broken's recruiting efforts, he helped us in the flagship fleet, the Federation fleet of Apocalypse Survivors, and then he moved on to ASD1, helped a little bit in there, and then he moved on to ASD2 to help with the recruiting efforts over there, and he has actually helped us build a good core group of members over there as well. We are, and have been for a while, been looking for a Vice Admiral, oh, actually two of them, to step up and take a leadership role over in ASD2 to help Simon with day-to-day tasks for leadership over there. So if anybody's interested, it is highly encouraged. You can apply, like, it does not matter which fleet you're in. If you're in AS, ASD1, and you're just a member, you can apply for a leadership rank over in ASD2. The same applies in ASD2. if there's an opening in AS or ASD1 as a leadership role, you can apply there. And then I sent out a fleet mail regarding, because we had issues with people not being able to fill projects, get their fleet credits, you know. So you're not tied to any of the AS fleets that you originally joined. You can jump around to any of the fleets as you wish. If you know AS, I know the flagship gets filled almost immediately at times, and it is hard for certain people that come on at certain parts of the day to actually get their fleet credits. You can opt to move from AS to ASD2. And I also left it open. We do have another fleet that is sitting by, waiting to be reactivated. We deactivated it when we consolidated leadership because it was becoming a little much to be running all those fleets together. So we kind of consolidated, but we have a fleet sitting by in case we need to reactivate it and bring it on board. It would probably likely go into the AST2 Armada and make room over there for it if the need arises for it. But that again is all up to you guys. I'm leaving that up to the members. Your feedback is important to us. We need that type of feedback and suggestions. And that because we're leadership, we don't know what it's like to be the member all the time. Like we're focusing on other things like promotions, coming up events, the day-to-day activities that we do, sending fleet mails, recruiting, creating content for you guys. We can't cover all bases, so I mean we need you guys. So that's a huge part of our success would be your guys' input. I know I rambled on a little bit there, but the main thing is, yeah, we want your guys' feedback. We need it to improve our community and our fleets. But we do have 2 openings over in AST2 for the Vice Admiral position, and you don't have to meet all the requirements. You can see the requirements in the ranks opening text channel under Star Trek Online for under Discord for that. Simon has a post. If you scroll up, you'll see it, and it lists all the requirements. You don't necessarily have to meet all those requirements. If we see that because we will be interviewing you on voice. Voice is required, so that is a requirement that's non-negotiable. So basically, we'll interview you, ask you questions. We'll ask for your feedback during the interview, your questions if you have any after it has concluded, and then we'll listen to the tape, evaluate you, and if it comes to the fact that we think that you'll be a good fit, and you feel like you'll be a good fit, you'll be placed into a 30-day trial run over there, and after the 30 days, you will be reevaluated again from that 30-day period to see if how you did as a leader, and if you feel comfortable still being in that role, and if so, and we feel that you did a great job, we'll push you up. If you feel like you need more time, life happens. If something happened and you weren't able to get on and it kind of cut into your 30-day trial, we'll work with you, push your 30 days back, whatever you need to do, take the time, and that comes first. So don't be afraid. I mean, we want this to be a warm, friendly, and inviting community and environment. So don't be afraid to ask questions, give feedback, and apply. And then I also want to discuss the community as a whole after I take questions for ASD2 opening or transfers within the fleets.
I'd just like to congratulate what's been done with ASD2. It seems like it's gone from just a parking place for people's halls to it's becoming a community there. The amount of people online are way up over the things that I've seen, and I'm really just happy with what's been happening with ASD2 over the last month.
I will say this. That is because Broken has been recruiting like crazy. I will say that. And it's mainly because he's been recruiting his butt off. Simon has not been online as much as he probably would like to be. That's because he's recently started a job and he's got a 2-3-month-old kid right now. So we are looking for, as Ryan said, we are looking for people to help him out and to help out all the new members that we've got there. So if you want to do leadership, just, look at what the requirements are, let us know, post it in there, and we'll talk to you about it. So.
And Broken is not only doing the recruiting portion of it, he is also a resource for you. If you're in ASD2 and you need, help or anything, he that's what he's there for. He is an interim leader until we find somebody. So he is doing the promotions to from lieutenant to commander, because their ranking structure is a little bit different than AS and ASD1. So it goes from lieutenant to commander instead of ensign to lieutenant. So if you need your 50K, or you meet your 50K and you need your promotion, he's the guy to talk to. If he's not online, I can help you out. And he's kind of your leader presence over there for the time being until somebody applies and we get somebody more permanent.
Well, just saying he's doing a hell of a job, and it shows.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I'm sure he does too.
Truthfully, I might want to move Nimitz back there, just because I get a lot of PMs that, like, you're not in the fleet anymore, and people were bugging me since yesterday. So I think ASD2 might be it. Plus, you guys are so good with things and smart and that, and I find over in ASD2, the people that we're getting, they need the type of help that I'm quite capable of giving. Whereas the type of help that I need, I find that it's mostly in the main fleet, that those are the people that are my resource, but I can easily be the resource for the newer members in ASD2. So I'll probably punch something in on just wanting a gunny level position with ASD2, because I like helping them out, and they tend to be the newer players.
That sounds like something a leader would do.
We got anything else, guys?
BA wants a burger typing something. Oh, yeah. Just I have an excellent help there in the Discord chat since I joined AS2. Sweet.
Definitely, definitely have a lot of good people here. That's for sure. We try to find the best people, and it's also, you always have those outliers. So, I mean, and when that happens, we try to deal with it, or we try to catch it before it gets worse. And that, going back to, that's how the Phenom thing happened. We saw where it was going, and we wanted to catch it before it got any worse. And I'm kind of glad we did what we did. Because considering the way he came after us, if we had let him stay in here, he could have easily gone after a member like that, and that would have ended it ended a lot worse than it did.
Yeah, I'd rather take all the heat than somebody else.
Yeah, I'd rather be the one threatened than have our members get threatened. Or someone else get harassed by him.
So any more questions regarding ASD2 Vice Admiral position? I mean, you can ask the questions now if you have them. If not, you can ask them at a later time. Just send me a PM in Discord, or you can send me a PM in-game. Mail me in-game, whatever you want, whatever you prefer. Or if you have any questions regarding the fleet transfers.
No, but I'd like to thank you personally on just that issue with the kind of the weird conversations I was getting with a person after just talking in AF channel. And it wasn't that I was that uncomfortable, but I was thinking, oh my God, how many other people got subjected to that? And I'm glad it was taken care of so quickly. This is not the game that you expect strange sexual innuendos in chat.
Yeah,
It really isn't. I was like, WTF, oh well, I'm just gonna screenshot this and call Ryan later and go, what the hell?
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do in those types of situations. Just screenshot it and send it to a leader immediately. It doesn't necessarily have to be me. It can be any of the leaders on the right-hand side there. And they'll take the corrective action immediately. We take things like that seriously. We don't tolerate that.
Well, it happened like a day or two after Phenom, so I just wondered if somebody was alting in and trying to be a weird shit disturber in chat.
You guys have all the fun.
Oh, we do.
Once you read some things, you can't unread them.
Wish I could sometimes.
Yeah. Anyone got anything else? Anything at all? Any questions? Any ideas? I mean, right off the top of your head right now, anything you want to talk about while everybody's here, or a lot of people's here?
Yeah, before I move on to the last.
It looks like something's going on in meeting chat. You might want to look at that one, dude.
Which chat?
The meeting channel. Literally says meeting chat.
Oh, I thought you said memes chat. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, actually, yeah. So you guys make a good point. I think Salty's probably typing it out, but so we don't. We technically have an age limit of a minimum of 13, and that's based off of majority of what other online games have in their end user license agreements. Now, if they're mature enough and they can show that they can behave, we're willing to work with them, because it's at one point all of us were probably maybe 11, 12 in our early teens or anything when we started playing MMOs. We don't want to just push somebody out because of their age. I mean, as long as it, especially if they're acting mature. But we do tell them that it's their responsibility to screen conversations. If they get into a conversation or a situation that might not be the best, they need to remove themselves from that situation. We're not going to ask the whole community to modify things based on one person when it comes to something like that. But again, we also have the rules of conduct, where it also has guidelines on what's acceptable and what's not. So, if all that stuff is being abided to, then there shouldn't be a problem.
Also, I will make this point too, because, and just thinking about whatever, it just came to my mind. We had one member come forward not being able to take a joke, and I'll say that through and clear, there are people who can't take jokes. And it's especially in text chat. Just watch what you say, because in text chat things can be taken out of context very easily. Voice chat, it's a little bit easier to discern because you can tell this by the tone of a person's voice, if I can say it correctly. Just watch what you say in text chat as a reminder to everyone. Just be aware, because it can be taken out of context. Then, just as a general rule to everyone.
All right, I'm going to touch on the final topic.
So in relation to what Smiley was saying, remember that there are people that can dish out jokes and can't take them.
All right, I'm going to touch on the last topic, and that's the community. And most of you are aware, we celebrated our 15-year anniversary on November 24th. And since 15 years ago, we moved on from our tiny little clan in a game called Rise of Nations, where the community was about 175 at most, to Star Trek Online. And we grew from one small fleet to 7 and 3 armadas. And we couldn't have done it without you guys. What I've always, well, I guess I should start from here. Like, when we decided to go to the community route and start branching into other games, instead of just being, we're still active on Rise of Nations, by the way, 15 years later. As you can see on the right hand side, there's 2 leaders on right now. But we decided to branch out, and because I always seem to hear members, saying, and this is multiple people, they would say, I remember that time, 5-10 years ago when I was playing with this group, when I was playing with this guy, this girl, we had a good time, and I wish we can go back to that and do that, or talk to them, keep in touch, whatever. They lost track of time, lost track of each other, and that's the whole idea of the community. The community is to bring everybody together and to keep everybody together. Our main goal is to keep everyone here, whether you play Star Trek Online or not. We want you to expand with us and to branch out with us. We don't want you to be restricted just to Star Trek Online. We want you to join our other guilds and fleets, clans. We want you part of our community. We want you part of the family. We don't want you guys just to be a roster number. You probably hear that a lot too in mails and stuff, and I hope we live up to that. And if we don't, send me a PM. Send Sino a PM. Send Smiley a PM. Salty, Simon, Raven, Rodney. We want to get to know you guys. We don't want you just to be another spot on the roster. We want to play games with you. We want to laugh, to joke. That's why we, push Discord on you guys. It's the best way to get to know you guys, is to be in chat together, laughing, talking, and just shooting the shit sometimes. It's important to us, and I know you guys are here to have fun, and that's basically the primary reason you're on here. And I know Discord's not for everybody, but we hope that if you decide not to have Discord or play or join a voice channel in general, you at least, stay with us and move with us as far as a text route, through either Discord or in-game, and you stick with us. That's our goal. We want to keep everybody together essentially forever. And then as we're expanding to other games, we're bringing in more members. Maybe they'll be interested in Star Trek Online, Neverwinter, Guild Wars, whatever. And then, our family just keeps growing. We keep making new friends, and that's what it's all about, is friends, fun, and family. So we hope that you guys would consider joining other guilds and clans with us and other games. And if there's more games that we're not in, and you feel like AS would be a great fit for that, absolutely bring it up to us. We're open to expanding, and we'd love to have those ideas and get more people involved and moving around as a community, not be just focused on one game. And then when people stop playing, we still want to keep in touch with you. So we hope you at least keep the Discord around if you decide not to join any other games. I know you're not going to want to play every single game on the list, but that's what it's all about. The community is about keeping everybody together, and we hope you guys keep that in consideration as well. I hope we've built a great community here. I hope you guys are comfortable here. By the size of the amount of people that are in voice, I think we're doing a pretty good job. But yeah, I'm proud of each and every one of you guys. Proud of the leadership. They've done a great job over the years, and I'm happy that we're getting new people into leadership. It's a great growing opportunity, not only from a gaming standpoint, but also a personal standpoint. You can learn leadership skills through gaming. I mean, you can apply that to life. So I actually recently took a quiz, a leader quiz for a company, and actually got a high score on it because they were certain scenarios. And I took it as what would I do in an AS situation? Like a member came to me like that. I wasn't like viewing it as like a supplier or a customer. I was viewing it as a member of leadership or a member in general approaching me. And I mean, those types of things are hopefully what you'd learn here and have fun doing it. I hope I didn't rattle too long, but yeah, I mean, we essentially want you guys to have fun, become friends, and expand with us. It's what it's all about. So I'm done. If you guys have any questions, feel free to either say them here or send me a PM. Send any of us a PM, an in-game mail. But yeah, we hope that you'll stick with us.
Hey Ryan, do we still have the guild halls for Guild Wars?
Yeah, we have 2 maxed out guilds, but we don't have leadership over there.
Well, because people were asking about Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2, which we still have that. All the previous leaders are gone. We are looking for more, if you want.
Yes.
So,
and also, I have been slowly and trying to spearhead things over in Star Wars: The Old Republic. It's been kind of an ongoing project with mine to get that up and running. So if anybody plays and wants to join over there,
I do.
Oh, awesome! I definitely, it would be nice to have a little group of people to play over there with. I'm not the best at the game. Like I just do the stories, so I would need help with learning the ins and outs. So if anybody's willing to do that too, I'd appreciate it. We're over on the Starforge server, so we're only on the. We only have a Sith guild. I can't talk for shit either.
Well, we can always start another one if we have enough people on it. So
yeah, I gotta. Yeah, we could do that too.
It'd be nice to get both Guild Wars and SWTOR going again. So if anybody wants to join the AS clans in there, get recruiting, get going and stuff. There's also leadership openings for both of those. Ryan and Sinar can post it in rank openings for possible applying for that stuff. So, or if you want to, just contact Ryan and Sinar personally. They're the two that will handle that. So, it would be awesome to get everything going. It'd be nice to see those two running again, not just Stowe. So, anyone that wants to do that, please do. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only the flagship doesn't have anything. To answer Landry's question, the flagship doesn't have really much like opened up. Actually, it doesn't have anything opened up. Decorations, yes, it's got a lot of decorations, but I think between me and you, Leandry, we should be able to replace a lot of those. And if anybody else wants to help out and everything, yes. And I do. Yeah, I do remember you saying that you're in another guild. Yeah. But whatever you're able, I mean, if you're willing to help out, Leandry, I'd definitely take the help.
Be nice to get it up, get it up and running again. Other than that, does anybody have anything else? Questions, comments, concerns, anything?
I had something on my mind, if it's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. First, I appreciate the meeting. I appreciate, I don't know, the healthy, functional meeting. It's kind of rare to see, at least in the online community, from my experience. So I'm glad to be here. I'm grateful to be a part of this, everybody. So kind of what was on my heart, I noticed that for us, we have a pretty big range of STO players. Some of which are newer players, some of which are older players, some that have been able to invest quite a bit into the game, some that are in the middle, like myself, and then some that, breaking 20k DPS is where they are going to stay. What I've kind of noticed is that it can be, I think, challenging for members that have access to certain content and stuff like that when they're asking for assistance or help, and they get feedback on things that are just not in their wheelhouse, or it's not a part of the options for them. So I don't know, just as a general comment, I think it's helpful for all of us to just keep that in mind, that there is a big gap between, there's a big, not necessarily a gap, but there's a huge range on what we all have access to in this game, and that kind of makes us unique. But it can also feel a little isolative, I felt there before I had access to this kind of stuff, and still do to a certain extent. But I think it's something that it's a good thing to keep in mind for community health, is that not all of us actually experience the game in the same way.
Right.
Yeah. Some people are more serious and want to do full-on PvP or full DPS builds or full PvE. Some people just like to casually play.
Hey, I'm not an expert at all. I don't even know how to do ship builds, to be honest. For the 7 years that AS and I have been in Star Trek Online, first 8 or 9 months, all I focused on was fleet, and that's it. So I've never learned that stuff because it was fleet. So yeah, I'm there with you. It can be frustrating sometimes, but I hope that we have a community that's centered around helping each other, because that's what it's all about. Is we're helping one another. That's the type of environment that I hope we instill in each and every one of our leaders and members, is that we're here for each other. No question is stupid. If you don't ask the question, we can't help you. And I hope that we've built a comfortable environment where people can be open and ask those types of questions without feeling the fear of being judged or mocked. That we want people to ask those questions. We want to help those people. We got great people here. I see it every day, and I just watch the build channel, and I see the awesome people that come to the aid of one. I mean, there's like a freaking list full of people that'll jump on it. It's amazing. So I hope nobody's afraid to, come forth with questions and ask.
Thank you for the response, guys. In general, that's exactly what I see. I see very supportive community. I think I just brought it up. In a previous life, I was a shrink, so I just kind of see it from a different perspective, and so I don't think it's an issue, like something huge, but it was something I was like, maybe I should at least comment on this just to remind, not only myself, because I've been in that position too, where I've brought something up and I'm like, oh shit, this person might not even have access to that. So anyways, more than anything, I just wanted to bring it up as just something to keep exposed, right? And I appreciate the understanding around that. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. That I think some people, especially in a larger group like this, they do tend to get kind of like squeamish or hide in the shadows. So that's good that you brought it up so we can address that. So thank you.
No worries.
Any other questions or suggestions? Otherwise,
I'd like to say that those of us that do try to help people with builds, we know that they don't have everything that I don't have everything myself, but when I help people with builds, I try to give them something to strive for, identifying what parts make builds good. And I realize that they don't have access to everything just yet. But yeah, it's something to give them a direction towards.
Yeah. We'll always try to help you with what you've got. Just ask. Seriously. You need help with a build or understanding what ships are good and whatnot. There are a lot of people here that are more than willing to help you out with that. Other than that, I think that covers just about everything. I guess one last call for any questions, comments, or concerns regarding anything.
Last call for alcohol. Sorry.
Last call.
Oh, that thing has got lots left. It's not last call.
Oh my god.
All right. If that's everything, then I would like to thank everyone who showed up for coming. It's nice to see a big turnout. It's nice to see a lot of people coming on and wanting to listen and talk and chat and whatnot. It's been a while since we've had one of these big ones, so it's nice to see everyone come out. So next, you guys will probably see a fleet mail out at some point coming up here with details on the lottery that's coming out, the giveaways that we're going to do for the 7th anniversary, and probably some events that we're going to come up with. I don't know about everyone. I'll be out for the next week because I've got an operation I have to go under for. So, you just in anything. If the main AS fleet needs anything, Ryan, Salty, Rodney, Sinar, just ask them. So, other than that, thanks again all for coming, and I think we can end it on that note.
Yep, appreciate the great showing.
I move the meeting adjourned.
Yeah, meeting adjourned.
Yep.
Yes.
Second.
I just want to say one thing. Remember to have fun.
Yeah, that is most. Have fun. We're here to have fun. We don't want to take this too seriously.
And then once we finish this meeting, leadership's going to drop down to the leadership channel.
All right.
See you guys. Thank you for the reunion.
Yep. Thank you so much for attending and for the comments, questions, and concerns. Appreciate it. We strive.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Keep them coming.
Thank you.